Welcome, you guys. Welcome to Peace Within the Journey of Forgiveness. I have Kay Taylor.
Hey guys.
Hey, Miss Kay. I want to thank you for accepting this invitation and coming on Peace Within the Journey of Forgiveness and share with us your journey of forgiveness. Can you give us a little insight of who you are?
Well, as you mentioned, my first name is Kaylin, but my friends call me Kay. Currently, I work for neurodivergent adults, which are special need individuals with special needs. I am a life coach for those individuals. Um, I I don't know what else. um, I don't know.
What you like to do?
I'm sorry.
What you like to do for fun?
Oh, so recently I started my fitness journey, um, which is something that's been exciting for me because it's something that I wanted to do for a very long time and something that I've recently become really consistent with also. So that's really important to me and really fun.
That's good. So, how is it? How do you feel after your workout?
Oh my gosh, after I work out, I feel like I can like conquer anything. Like my energy is up. I feel like I want to work out more, but I also know that I have to find my rest days and find like some days for downtime because sometimes your body just can't take it. But yeah, normally I feel really great after my workout.
That's good. I'm proud of you. You're supposed to keep yourself healthy mentally, physically, spiritually. Those are some important things with the
Yes,
human body.
that's true.
That's right.
I agree.
So, can you tell us your age?
Oh, I'm 29. I'll be 30 in March.
You excited? It's almost around the corner. Days are
It
going by.
is. It is. I'm pretty excited and pretty nervous actually. It feels like a big milestone, like 30 years of life, you know? It's a lot.
It is. And I'm glad you say that 30 years of life. So, give us an understanding of why you started your journey of forgiveness.
Um so one of the things that motivated me to begin my journey to forgiveness is thinking about like why, like what's the importance of actually forgiving someone, like what does that do for yourself and also your relationship with others. That became important to me because like when you grow and you go to have like different relationships with people as adults, there are certain things that you don't want to hold on to because you want to grow for yourself. So that's what helped me like begin my journey to forgiveness, just knowing why it's important.
What area in your life you started your journey of forgiveness? Like, was it with a parent? Was it with a ex? Was it with something with yourself?
Well, personally, to begin with, it was like with family because, you know, those are the people that you have grown up with most of your life and who have been around you and who have the most influence on you. And, sometimes you don't realize like how much of effect certain things have on you until you see it in another situation or like you're having a similar situation and you're reacting to it.
That's good, reacting to it. So, what was that moment? Do you remember that moment when you was like, "Ooh, I need to get some uh, help in this area. I need to start on working on myself."
Yeah, it was actually when one of my friends, one of my closest friends, who I consider like my sister, she told me like, the way that you communicate or the way that you express things is not like as good as you think it is. Like it's not as effective as you think, you're trying to come across. And I had to think about that, like, like it's someone that I've like grew up with and who I've known for a very long time is just now telling me that like they're seeing something in me that I know that I need to change.
Did she give you an example? How did you communicate?
Um, I can't. I'm trying to think about what specifically like we were talking about. I can't really remember off the top of my head what exactly we were talking about. Um, but like after she said that, like I didn't ask her to like elaborate on it or anything because it kind of like hurt my feelings at first. But it was also like, but when you have those kind of moments, that's something that you have to think about because like why would someone say that, if you don't agree? You have to think about that within yourself. So that's kind of what I did. And I thought about like how maybe my tone, I feel like maybe my tone wasn't the best and what I was trying to share. Maybe I was like overexcited or like just really trying to get my point across and it just came off like dominant more so than like effective or like, me actually trying to get my point across. So, yeah.
So when you said excited, I guess you was yelling and moving that finger and moving your head. And
Probably.
is that the kind of communication you trying to tell us about?
Probably, yeah.
Or
Most
she
likely.
want. So what do you know why you communicate like that? Were you more a defensive individual?
I believe so, and not defensive and just like thinking like, well, like the other person is wrong or like that I'm right or anything like that. More so like I wanted them to understand where I was coming from because not to say like what they were saying was wrong or like what I was saying was more important or anything like that. It was just like more so like I agree with you, but also it could be like this, and this is how I was feeling at that moment, at that time. So,
So do you remember how you communicate as a child?
I remember not really being able to communicate as a child, just kind of shutting down and like if I had something to express about something that I didn't like that my parent did, it was more so like, don't talk to your parents like that, or I'm the mom, I'm the dad, like pretty much kind of thing.
So now as an adult, you gonna hear me.
Yes, exactly.
I'm not
Exactly.
I'm not a child no more. You gonna hear what I gotta say.
Exactly. And
So
I'm also learning, so just going back to the forgiveness part, no, like as an adult now, it's way easier to forgive like your family because it's about understanding. That's the most important part. Um, so just forgiving like my parents' way of communication when I was younger because that's probably what they knew. They didn't have, you know, the outlets that I may have had or that I have now, or they didn't have, they probably got shut down just like they were shutting me down when I was, younger. So just having that understanding that they're not me and I'm not them, like that really helps to grow into the forgiveness journey.
so what I'm hearing is basically a cycle where now you fully understand that the way they parent is really not a good, helpful parenting skill because they need to teach you how to communicate in a healthy way.
Mhm.
Allow you to at least voice your opinion so you can express yourself. Because maybe how you express yourself could give them what you're feeling at that moment.
Right.
How did it feel like keeping all that bottled up in?
Um I like thinking about it now. I feel like it's kind of hard to like remember a feeling because I feel like I've suppressed it. But I mean, I can imagine it was sad. I just remember like the days weren't cloudy per se, but I remember my mindset being cloudy. Like it just felt kind of like dark. Like I didn't have anyone or anything to really share with, so it was just like what do people call it, like that dark space, that inner space that you just go into. And I feel like a lot of my childhood life was like that,
So
very
you
sheltered, very like inner in my head.
so you lived in a shell.
Yeah.
You wasn't able to express yourself. You didn't have friends when you was in school where you felt comfortable to open up.
No, I didn't really have any real friends like until high school,
Mhm.
like 10th grade year. Like I was in like dance groups and stuff like that. And so I guess I considered those people my friends, but I didn't really see them outside of dance practice. Like it was just practice, and we would hang out like a little bit after practice, but like not, outside of dance grounds type thing. Like I didn't really get my first best friend who I have matching tattoos with. She's actually the one who told me what I expressed to you. Um, we didn't meet until 10th grade. So yeah.
You know? Beautiful how she can tell you your faults and you not dismiss her or not be her, don't want to be her friend anymore. That's good that you was at least open minded and say, okay, she got a good point.
Yeah, exactly.
If she
Because
would have told you, would you think you would have found out on your own?
yes, and I feel like it probably wouldn't have been a good source, like someone it probably wouldn't have been from someone I would be okay with hearing it from, So I'm glad I'm hearing it from her and, working on um the inner work myself.
Why do you breathe like that when you said it in the
Because the inner work is hard.
hard?
It
Why
is.
do you use that word hard?
It's hard because you have to try. Like, I mean, and now it's right now it's hard because like I'm working towards certain things. Eventually it'll get easier and it'll feel like I'm doing something healthy. But right now it's hard to just know like not everything is about you. Like people have their own things going on, and the way that you respond contributes to that. So,
When you seeing yourself, your true self.
yeah.
How do you picture yourself before this whole journey of forgiveness?
Um, I didn't really like think about it. I just kind of was like, I'm me, and this is what it is, kind of
I'm
thing. Like,
cute. I'm cute. You gonna handle? You gonna take all this?
I guess that helps. Having a face card. No, just kidding. No, but no, I really didn't like think about like how other people view me or anything like that, or like because I'm used to people like telling it like it is, like even though I wasn't allowed to do that, but people always was able to do that with me, like I never rejected that kind of energy, like tell me what it is. And even just my parents, they were my parents, that's what they did, they told me like it is. And so I'm used to that kind of energy and people like just doing that. So if no one is telling me like it's not okay, then I think it's okay.
Do you know, as do you know that while you're working on yourself, you're also working on the inner beauty, and it will come out because it will come out the way you move through life. It will come out how you speak to people, and it will
Yes.
come out how you see other people as well.
Yes.
Do you give people grace when you see someone like you?
Yes. Yes, and people who I believe I give everyone grace.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your mental like? What do you think when you say, "Oh my God, I used to be like this"? What?
I want to help. I want to help
Yeah.
so bad. I want to help. I just want to be there. I just want to be like, there's no reason why you should be in this dark hole. There's no reason why you should be in this place. There's no reason why you should be in a negative space, because there's always something that you can do. And there's always something that you can do because you're the one who's going to have to do it. So, and I think like just getting that point across, it's kind of hard sometimes because not everyone's ready to hear that. Because I at one time was not ready to hear that, but yeah, it definitely comes from within.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Knowing you had some, you know, work to do in your life before you started your work, was there any negative coping skills that you endured to suppress, these feelings or these emotions or this dark space place you was in?
Yes, for a long time, I would not like open up to anyone or like share how I felt about anything. And I was like walked over a lot. Like people would take advantage of me because I would just let them, I wouldn't speak up for myself. And um, things like that. And it's kind of funny because it's kind of like the opposite effect of like my childhood. Like kind of the same effect of my childhood because I didn't feel like I could open up to, say how I felt. And so like my younger years, like before my forgiveness journey, I was still not opening up. But like once I learned there was certain, things I was just willing to not accept. I had like a wake up. I don't know, what it was, but it's like I don't like this anymore, and things gotta like things gotta be different.
So, in your forgiveness journey, are you seeking therapy? Is it spiritual that's helping you with your journey?
Both actually. I actually had my what do you call like review or like a entry thing for therapy. They have not called me back yet, but they.
Oh, I know
Hmm.
what you're talking about. I can't
Yeah,
think of like
like a little survey or
yeah. I about to say, did you do it on a computer?
I did it on a computer, but also
Oh
they
yeah.
they called me and we did it over the phone also,
Oh,
which was actually cool because I got a little bit of elaboration on things because they weren't getting paid for that one, so they can only give me so much. But I got a little elaboration on like the questions that I had and some of the things that I've gone through, and a little bit of guidance on where I can go or the next steps, you know, um, as far as therapy. So
okay, so basically, you haven't found your therapist yet.
yes, that's what I'm waiting for.
Okay. So now you need to go find someone else.
Yeah.
I mean, 'cause that company moving slow, so maybe they don't have a lot of therapists. Their
Hmm.
books are full, have a lot of clients.
That makes sense.
Maybe you need to start searching until you find which one. Also pray, God, which
Hmm.
therapist do you want me? Because it's also when you go to therapy, it's also building a relationship, building a rapport,
Yeah.
someone that you're gonna feel comfortable with to share your deepest, most inner tragedies, secrets, heartaches and pains where they can decipher and help you to grow in these levels of journeys that you have.
Right.
Yeah, so yeah, make sure you don't wait on them because no one should wait on. I'm gonna just say mental health.
Hmm. You're
Keep
absolutely right.
yeah, keep searching, keep seeking, and find because it's a lot of these resources out there where you can find one. So I won't even wait on them because it really doesn't take that long. It
Right.
doesn't. Yeah, so yeah, keep looking. But other than that, what do you else do? I know you work out. That will help with your on your journey. Do you do any writing? Do you like music? Do you what painting?
I do. I actually like all of those things. It's just about like when I'm in a mood or like my mental space is not the best, it's just getting motivated to do those things. So now I actually have the Libby app on on my phone, which is like the mobile library. And so I have a few books on there that I can just like all I gotta do is go to the app and just click on it and it'll just play. Like I don't have to think about it. I don't have to do anything like that. And that kind of helps because it takes my mind, somewhere else.
So if how do you communicate now when you feel yourself rising with those emotions and you gonna hear me?
I now I walk away because well, I walk away. I do actually have to still revisit the situation because
Yeah, but
also part of the growth is like fixing is being able to communicate. You can't just shut out the situation. But when I feel myself rising to a certain level, I do need to walk away because I don't want to escalate. Like that's not part of what I want to do anymore.
but do you
So
let that person know? Do you let that
yeah,
person know like,
like
hey, right now
I
it's I can't communicate with you because my anger is rising up. Let me remove myself, settle, and then revisit.
yes.
So why you be getting so angry?
Because like I said, sometimes I take things a little bit too personal. Like I have to remember that not everything is about me. Like not everyone's reaction is about me. Not everything that everyone does that affects me is about me. You know, I have
So
to.
help us understand why you internalize. stuff so much.
And that's one of the things that I told my therapist. I was like, I don't know why I feel like I have to control everything. Like everything around me has to be like, I don't want to say my way, but I have to be able to understand it in order for me to be comfortable. And I think that's a defense mechanism just because I have let so many things slide in my life. Like I've been oblivious on purpose because it's like I don't want to deal with it. So now I'm like defensive to everything and it's pretty unhealthy.
Yeah. Well, we're working on it at the end of the day.
Yes.
So just call it what it is. You're being healthy right now.
Yes.
I know it's unhealthy, but you're being healthy right now. So that means you're moving in that right direction.
Yes.
Do you think that's genetic?
Hmm. Genetic. That's a good
I
question.
mean, do you see that in your other parents? Is that learned behavior as well?
I definitely think it's definitely agree with it being learned behavior. Genetically, I'm not really sure what like specifically would make it genetically, but learned behavior definitely.
Yeah, because sometimes they be like, it's genetic or it's learned behavior. You gotta like, well, who I get this trait from?
Right.
And then sometimes I'm like, ooh, I remember my grandmother or my auntie or my mom used to be like this. Like maybe I got it from them. I don't
Exactly.
know. I was just curious.
Yeah.
I was just curious. I'm so glad that you're on this journey. Do this friend see your revolving or how you revolving in life now with
Y-
communication?
Yes, and she actually does kind of like, oh, I see you, Kay. Listen to you. Look at you. Like that's my homie. So she knows.
Okay. So,
And she's actually in therapy too. Actually, both of my best friends are in therapy, so that also motivated me too.
okay, that's good. And that's good that I see that you're having some healthy friends around you. I'm proud of
Yeah.
you.
Thank you. Yes.
I want to know why. Okay, everybody, I'm saying I'm proud because this is my cousin. So I don't see her often. So I'm grateful that I'm learning just as well as you guys listening. I'm learning about my cousin Kay, and
Yes.
I'm just happy that she's growing. I remember her when she was a little girl, but the adult life, I don't know anything about her adult life. So as I'm interviewing this young lady, I am learning as well. So I'm like still in awe. I want the best for you, and I continue pray that you grow, and I also pray that you get into the Word, get into God, and allow God to orchestrate the things in your life that need to um, prosper.
For
You know,
sure.
prosper. So moving on. So, learning this communication, and you said past relationships. I'm nosy. So, have some of these past relationships been about, these dudes out here that push you into this? Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, just being a young woman who's attractive, cousin, this is just running the family. sometimes sometimes you just think things are just gonna work out just because you want it to so bad, and that the effort that you're gonna put in, but it's just like you can't force people to do the same thing. And that's a lot of it too, just knowing like you are your own person and you give what you want to give because you want to. Like I didn't think about that part. Like I gave, of course I gave, but I didn't think about the fact is because I want to for like myself and this, because I care about this person, or because I want to because I want something back. And a lot of like getting out of relationships is learning about yourself. And that I did a lot of that. A lot of that.
So,
Just
what
knowing
you
like what parts I played in situations and stuff like that.
elaborate? What you learned from these relationships?
Well, from my past relationship, I learned that I was very young and I wanted very adult things that I don't think I was prepared for mentally. So
What
that
are
helped.
those things?
like a family and
Okay, I
kids
was
and
thinking about it. Okay.
yeah, but like I hadn't finished school, like I didn't have a car, like it's like how you're gonna make these things really happen, and just learning to trust like the timing that you're in now. Like yes, you can want and work toward all these things, but what are your means? Like don't just live off of what you can dream of or what you want to happen so bad because you just I don't know, you want to hold on to this thing, it's just learning that it's not a lot of things are not worth it is it was very yeah life changing.
So, what was the red flags that you learned and you had to work through?
um just me personally, I would say time. I don't really think that it takes so much of the same things happening, for you to realize like okay, this person really doesn't want this. And I didn't have that kind of mindset. I was kind of like, oh, I'm a ride or die. Like I'm gonna be here because I want him. He's gonna know that this is what I'm here. Like why? If he wanted me to be here, he would be showing me that he wanted me to be here. You know.
Mm.
So
Did you beat yourself up?
a
Like,
lot.
for real?
Hmm.
What did
Yeah.
you tell yourself?
To feel better.
No, what you tell yourself when you was beating yourself up, and then what you tell yourself to get up out of that?
When I was beating myself up, I would tell myself like there's other people. Like for me, I was like always the skinny girl, whatever. Like all these girls have bigger butts than me, and so in like my last relationship, the guy was older than me also. So it
Oh,
was
okay.
like, oh, maybe I'm just too immature or like, like a lot of the things. But my friends were always telling me like, Kaylin, you're the prize, da, da, da. But I didn't feel that way. I didn't feel that way at all. But to get myself out of it, I mean, just realizing that certain behavior, like I didn't deserve that. Like I know like how I felt about this particular person, and if you felt the same way, there's no way you could do these things to me. Like so, yeah. So
That's
it
good.
maturing into just yeah.
Was that your first relationship that you was in that you felt like you wasn't really worthy enough to that person?
Um. Yeah, I
Okay.
can say that. The other relationships, I mean, like they were like mutually ended type thing, and yeah. But that was like my first long relationship. So
Okay. What's long? You got me 6 years. Oh, that is long. No, I was just think that's long because my opinion, because you said you want the family and all that.
hmm
Because in my mind, you should know that you want me by 6 months to a year.
hmm
And nobody, man or woman, should waste their time. That's a 6 year long wasted investment. To me personally, I feel like relationships are investments. And I had to go through that. I was like, oh God, please forgive me for even wasting 2 years with a guy.
hmm
You know what I'm saying? And when I heard God, I was like, boom. God was like, it was so funny because I jumped on the bed and God was like, you're not going to be blessed if you're in this relationship. I said, oh, okay. We got to get about this relationship. So I prayed because I'm going to be real, like I'm going to be transparent. So I really didn't want to be in a relationship, but it was just good to have someone. You know what I'm saying? You how you tired of being lonely, tired of being by yourself. So I was like, okay, God, it's hard for me to pull away because it was just nice to have that body, that person.
hmm
You got to get him to break up with me. When that dude was like, got mad at me, was like, we don't need to be together no more. I looked, I said, oh, it's fine.
When did that?
I
How?
was like, oh, okay, okay, cool, thank you. And that was it. Like it was just like I already knew that was my oh, thank you. You released me. I am good. Thank you for answering my prayer. That's what I needed. I didn't say, no, no, we need to work it out. I just looked at that dude was like, okay,
hmm
yeah. So yeah. So I mean, we cool. We cool. No love laws, but when you know what God has for you, it's like I'm not wasting my time with no. I'm gonna just say BS. BS person. It could be a man or a woman. No BS. I want the I want the prize that God has for me because it's gonna be better than what I pick. You get what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? And then I wouldn't have to go through these mental issues or these insecurities because I'm like, okay, you say you my man, but you're not doing X, Y, and Z to make me feel like I'm your woman,
Hmm.
you know?
Yeah.
So I had to forgive myself, like, girl, you wasted your time. And I learned from that. Now it's like, come correct. I'm not even no, I don't, I'm not even girlfriend material. I'm wife material. So when we hanging out and get to know each other, you should know me. You should know that I'm your wife least by 2 months. If not, then just move on because I'm not playing these girlfriend and boyfriend games. I'm over 30. So I'm going like have standards. Like, so what is your standards now when you release yourself from that relationship and start working better in another relationship?
Um, just well, for one, it's there. I definitely feel like it's a feeling like when you converse with someone and I don't know, like I can't think specifically like what I like to hear, but I just know the feeling. But
What
standard
feeling?
wise, hmm?
What feeling? Like when you meet someone, is that not natural connection?
Yeah, because sometimes people just say, I like to have conversation. I like to talk, 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 talk. If you can't talk, 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 talk with me, yeah, yeah, that's
Okay.
automatically. But then also, it's about the things that you say too. Like you can also be a talker and just say some wild stuff or have some opinions that I might not be able to um that I know that I won't be comfortable with for a long term. Like there, of course, I'm not going to agree with everything that you say, but like
Right.
when it's some long term stuff that I know I'm not going to be able to deal with, yeah.
Give us an example.
I'm trying to think as I'm like saying it.
So like you a Democrat
Well,
and you a Republican, and we like
for
we ain't can't,
one,
huh?
when like if you're on a date or like you're talking to a guy for some time or whatever, and he like just says, "Oh, I don't ever want to get married," or "I don't want everyone to get married." Like, yeah, like what's the
Yeah.
point? What are we doing?
Yeah.
So that's one. um, but yeah, just stuff like that. Because for one, like, why? What is your point of even saying that? Like, you know what I want at this point because like I said, I'm gonna talk, 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 and like you said, about 2 months or what, 3 months. If you don't know, then what are we doing? So I have a standard of, for one, someone who wants to have a family. For two, someone who is willing to still learn. Not someone who's just like shut out to opinions or shut out to growing. Just learning. Um, three. um, I don't know. I think those two are like the big two right now. I mean, of course, like financially stable and like stuff like that. But like, I'm not really looking for someone who's like complete or put together because I don't think that I'm that right now. So maybe I shouldn't even be looking. But like, if I were to find someone, I'm willing to grow and learn with, someone because I feel like I'm going to be growing and learning forever. So why not make it fun with a partner who's willing to do the same?
Okay. You got me and you lost me. That's good. Finding a partner that you always want to grow because we always changing day after day, second year, decade, whatever. But when you said you don't want a guy, you don't want a guy who's complete or is really that's not a factor. What do you mean by that when you say that?
Mm, like I was gonna say, well, like if you don't have a car, or like I guess that I think that's like the only thing really. Everything
Okay,
else you kind of got.
okay, okay. I
Everything
mean,
else kind of got put together.
if you got a car, I can
Also,
understand.
So like just coming into the wave, I think right now too, like I'm not sure if I want to date anyone who has kids either. Right now I feel like I want to like have my own family, like start my own family with someone.
So the blended family is out.
Yeah, I've done told that. I think I'm done with
I mean, you gotta respect it, but say this guy
but
has
also the
one
age.
child,
I
huh?
know. And also I'm like the age now, like I'm about to be 30, like who I don't know who doesn't have kids, like
Thank you.
so
I was like, I can do one. I got to be open because you never know. Even though, because we don't have kids, we can't put it on someone else. And you don't want to miss that good guy if he had kids.
right.
Like he could be everything that you asked for, but the I'm gonna just say only baggage that you said he don't have to come perfect. But the only thing is he has a daughter or son.
Mm-hmm. That'll
And
be okay.
he coming with everything that's 100%, but it's just the son. You'll throw it away or you'll keep
No, I wouldn't throw it away. That
it.
would be
Okay.
okay. That'd
Yeah, keep your options open.
be, yeah.
Keep your options. I mean, you never know. We don't want to set ourselves in a box.
Yeah, I
And
agree.
that's part of the journey too, because sometimes when you get out of bad relationships or you just remove yourself from other relationships, you look at those and be like, no, I don't want that. I don't want that. But some of the stuff wasn't that bad where if you move into a new relationship, that might not be their thing for y'all in that your relationship. He could be the
Mm-hmm.
greatest guy, it's just he had a mishap.
Mm-hmm.
He had a baby. Or he was in a relationship for a long time and they built the baby, but then, it just didn't work out and they had to move on. And they are great co-parenting. They do good in that area. So you don't have no worries. She accept you as the stepmom or something.
Yeah, I agree.
So learning this journey and becoming, more aware of yourself. How do you feel? How do you feel in maybe like 2 years? What's your goal, your sight?
Um, well, I always just pray for like internal happiness. Sometimes I feel like I wake up and I'm just not happy. I don't know, and it's just hard for me to like find happiness. So that's for one, just wake up and be internally happy. But as far as journey for forgiveness completely, um, just growing to learn about like communicating through that, like c- communicating through like a forgiving tone, expressing with a forgiving tone and an understanding tone. I feel like the forgiving and the understanding concept go hand in hand for me. Just holding on to that and remembering that and the way that I go about things and express
Can we touch on this waking up and not internal happiness, waking up and not feeling happy?
them.
Well, elaborate. How you wake up and then what's your feelings?
Like I don't have like anything to look forward to during the day. This is something I kind of touched on with the therapist. Just like there are times where I have internal happiness where I just wake up and I feel like cool and great and like today's gonna be great. I don't have those days often, so it's hard for me to remember why or how or what made me feel that feeling again because it doesn't happen so often, so I can't like pinpoint it. um but yeah, I just don't feel like my day is going to have like a purpose.
And your job, when you go to your job, there's nothing about your job that brings a purpose. Like, ooh, I can't wait to see X, Y, Z because
So
I'm.
when I get to work, yeah, but like before then I'm not like really excited about it, like, but once we start to do things and like I guess like my brain really kicks in like, oh, you have a bigger responsibility other than just yourself right now. So my brain kind of just does it automatically. Like I know I have to be there for this person, so just do what you need to do and be there mentally and give your all. And I end up doing that. It's just like beforehand, I don't have that kind of motivation. Like no one else gives that to me unless I'm at work, I guess.
So when you was talking to your therapist and expressing all these things to your therapist, did they give you a diagnosis or no?
Mm-mm. No,
They didn't diagnose you yet.
no.
Oh, okay. So when will well you just waiting? I
hmm
remember.
I plan to reach out on Monday because it's been about 2 weeks now. It was like right before the Thanksgiving holiday, so I just gave them the week, whatever. So I'll contact them on Monday.
I mean, it was nice, but waking up and not feeling eternal happy is me to start speaking to someone
Right.
because my thoughts, how long, when this started, you know what I'm saying? These are some questions I would ask. Do you remember when these emotions did when I can even say it, when did it start? You know, you feeling and not happy internally.
Right. I can't even like I want to say maybe 2019, 2020.
Oh, what's this? 2020, almost 2000. We almost in 2024.
Yeah, so about 4 years.
Well, I'm glad you're starting to see a therapist because 4 years is too long.
Mhm.
Um, I want to make sure you're good. So when you wake up, you're you're going to work. But is there any other thoughts before you go to work?
Um, I think like I try to not think so much, so I like really blast my music like when I wake up all the way up until I get to work to kind of like just drown out like negative thoughts because a lot of the time I'm thinking to myself like why am I not happy? Why am I not happy? And I feel like that's making me sadder. Like, just because, I mean, beating myself up about it, obviously, that's not going to help. But that's just where my brain goes, like, why am I feeling like this? Like, why am I not happy? Why can't I just be happy? Like, why do I always have issues? Like, what's wrong with me? Type thing. So, yeah.
Yeah. So on yeah, as soon as you can, I want you to call your therapist and two, make a pact with me that you start uh building you a prayer life.
Okay.
I want you to because that's another like spiritual me personally, I feel spiritual and therapy helps us in our
Mm-hmm.
growth of overcoming these situations of and I don't want to put a name on it. So I'm gonna just say things that we're not happy about ourselves and about our life.
Mm-hmm.
Um I want you to start calling me more.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like calling me, like if I text you, don't wait 2, 3. Yeah, yeah. When I text her, she text me back like a week later. Tell her,
Stop.
okay, I'm sorry, but
I
seriously,
love
really,
you.
I know you love me. Yeah, because now you're opening up some stuff that I know I can handle. So we're gonna do that. I want you to make a pact with me. I want you to start when you wake up, immediately just start praying and giving it to God. And then as you wait, as you do your therapy too, I still want you to build your prayer life with God. And you will see God start removing these unhealthy thoughts out of your mind and your body because that is what I had to do. Like wondering why I'm sad all the time, wondering why I don't want I want you to learn how to make yourself happy. No
Right.
other person should make you happy. And
Exactly.
honestly, how I made myself happy, I started building a relationship with God. I literally had to remove the unnecessary things out of my life and start building a relationship with God. And it like altered my life into a better place where um when I shift a little bit, when I get into that mindset,
Mm-hmm.
I go to God and I see God move in my life. Because sometimes we can be in our life and it's like, why am I here? And I know you said from 2019, but we just want to say, you're about to have your birthday turning to be 30. That can also be a little shift in your life if you're not where you think a 30-year-old person should be.
Yes.
Also because you wanted a family. I feel like if you're a healthy person, age shouldn't have to do with anything when you want a family.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you coming together with two healthy people coming together and having a family. I think that's the best thing. But
Mm-hmm.
I understand where you're coming from, but because that's why I started my journey of forgiveness because I seen myself. My communication skills was messed up.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really. I would talk down to you if you say something stupid. I'd be like, "You're a stupid," bloop, 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 or I was just mean. I was just mean attitude, mean like what. But as I started my journey and gave my life to Christ and started allowing God to change my life around, I started seeing things different because what you put out is what you get.
For sure.
And I don't want to put out negativity. I want to put out positive. Do negativity come? Yeah, but guess what? When someone brings negativity to me, it doesn't affect me because God shielded and God teach me how to not allow it to affect me.
Okay.
It teaching me how once my mind say X, Y, and Z, I say I am the child of the Most High God. You cannot come and mess with me. You know what I'm saying? I am who God made. Who God made me to be. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we might not be in that place or what we want to be, but while we in this place, we're working on to be better when we get to that place because we're gonna need wisdom. We're gonna need structure. We're gonna need know how to hold on to what we get and not hold on but know how to manage, thank you, know how to manage what we get when we start moving forward and as we get older and as we mature.
Yeah.
So as you start waking up, I want you to write those negative thoughts, draw an arrow, and put the positive thoughts there. Like, I used to think I was ugly, but I had to start believing that I was beautiful. You know what I'm saying? So if I say I'm ugly, I'm gonna put beautiful, and then flip the page because you already wrote the negativity that's going in your mind. That's you. So that means we getting it out.
Right.
Then you put what you positive, what you know you really are. It's just I don't know why them negative feelings thoughts and then flip it over and you start using that as your affirmation and say, I am beautiful. You cute girl. I am the bomb. You know what I'm saying? I am the most high God. God got me. I will prosper. Everything that I speak, I shall have. I will have my, you know, whatever you want, you will have it. Also, I pray that, you saying these thoughts, I'm praying that these thoughts are not other people that you, I'm just say that
Heard.
other other voices, so I definitely want you to seek your therapist, and also if it's that I don't know, because you just laughed at me, you ain't say no, yes.
Talk about that later.
Like I don't know how to ask you that, like
Are you asking?
yes, okay.
Oh my
'Cause
goodness.
this is like
Um,
this is
I
very serious. Like I don't know if these are voices or these just like you said negative thoughts. So
right.
make sure
Um,
you don't have to tell me. Just make sure you transparent with your therapist.
yeah.
Um, yeah, make sure you transparent with your therapist. Make sure you tell them everything because, um, like a lot. I don't know the statistics, but a lot from what I've seen, a lot um in the Black community is depression, bipolar, schizophrenic, some adjustment disorders. I see a lot of people dealing with that. Um, and sometimes it does comes up when we're older.
Hmm.
Yeah, it comes up when we're older and you express, the things that you had to suppress when you was a kid, like you wasn't able to express yourself.
Yeah.
So that means, like, it's coming up, now. Yeah. So you got to stop being transparent. And with your friends, do you tell your friends that, like, yo, when I wake up, this is what I'm feeling?
Um, well, my boyfriend knows, and we talk about it. Like what we've started to do. Well, what I started to do was like start to work out in the mornings. Like if I wake up early and like my brain doesn't have time to like have negative thoughts. I'm going to the gym. I'm working out. I'm coming home. I'm making my breakfast, and then I'm getting ready for work. So like I do that at least 2 3 times a week. I go to the gym in the evenings because I found another gym that's like emptier. But I do try to go to the gym in the mornings at least 2 3 times a week, and it does help. As far as like I can think of, like I haven't really like focused in on that, the fact that that's what we're doing it for anymore. But I really should pay attention to like to pay
Yeah.
attention.
Yeah, don't make your life overwhelming where you're trying to run from it. You need to
Mhm.
tackle that situation. And if
Yeah.
you have a support system, you said your boyfriend, he
Hmm.
needs to go do, both of y'all can do some researches where he can help you to grow in that area and speak about, you know, how to, rewire your brain. You
Hmm.
know? So because obviously this is a cycle now. You're waking up and you're feeling this. Now you have to rewire and, move away from this pattern that you have until you can, go to someone who's a therapist and who can give you the tools that you need to elevate in that area where you're not being affected anymore. But my advice to you, because I'm spiritual, I'm not a therapist at the moment, so I
Hmm.
but what my journey will help me was reading the Bible. You and your boyfriend read the Bible together. Learn about God because one thing, God is a healer. One
Hmm.
thing, God can remove those thoughts out of your head. God can level you up where you see why you feeling these things, and then you can help other people as well. Because everybody is going through this. That's why I speak about the journey of forgiveness. Forgiveness was a healing thing, a healing process for me.
Hmm.
So I commend you to even noticing that this is something that's going on. I just don't want you to allow it to go on any longer. To 219 to 223 and going on to 224. That's too long, but it's okay because a lot of people they dismiss it and that they do what you do, Kay. They just like let me go, let me go, let me go, let me run, let me run, let me run, and it's not healthy.
Hmm.
We have to tackle that because you're gonna keep running, you're gonna keep running. You're almost sorry, like you keep running. Your ASS.
That's coming from the heart, so I got
That's coming from my emotions.
you. Yes, I know.
Like, yeah, you keep running because it's like you're running from your thoughts. And a lot of people do that. That's how a lot of people get addicted to certain things. They running because these thoughts, these feelings, this stuff that they can't understand. They start drinking more to cloud out the stuff.
Hmm.
And I'm gonna tell you this. Yes, it's good to work out. It's good that you're working out too. But that can also be an addiction as well. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying?
Yeah.
So I mean, keep working out because your body gonna be
Yeah.
but
Yes.
also don't allow you working out to get that out of to not hear what's in your head. You just go to a therapist and seek God and it will all come to pass and you'll really we'll see talk to you your second journey. You'll tell us how everything is, good with you. You're healthy mentally, physically, and spiritually. So I'm proud of you. I commend you. I'm gracious and grateful that you opened up and shared with us what's going on because a lot of women and men they do that and don't know. They think it is okay. I don't hear it.
Hmm.
I'm good, but it's not good. It's just waiting for you to slow down. And once you slow down, it's gonna knock you out. it's
Yeah,
gonna go pop, 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 pop. Yeah, it really is. So yeah, you at least you know that you're doing the work, and don't be patient with these therapists. There's like a million therapists out here. So if they slipping and taking 2 weeks, nah, your mental health is very important. Move like the wind when it comes to that, and find, pray and ask God to put you with the right therapist. And if you don't feel like that therapist is that person, cancel it and go to another one, because it's about a relationship. You don't just stay, oh, they a therapist. Like I did a therapist. This chick was on her phone. I only went to her 2 times.
I don't know.
Yeah, I was just, she was like doing she was multitasking. I'm like, well, god dang it, I'm glad I'm on ADHD because you really much. I'm like,
No.
but yeah, so I was just like, okay, you're not the one for me. You want
Right.
someone who's in tune with you, listening, focused, not, worrying about whatever's, wow, you spilling out some stuff where you're trying to get some assistance in.
For
So
sure.
yeah, that's good. So like you said, you'll be patient and wait maybe the weekday,
Mhm.
and then see. If not, find someone else. Continue to find, because you're gonna go through the same process with everybody until you get your regular sessions. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna do an inquiry on you to see
Mhm.
why you come in, your background and all this stuff, your insurance and all that. So, what some advice would you give people around your age to start this journey of forgiveness?
Um, don't take things so personally when your friends are, sharing things about your behavior or the way that you're expressing things to them or the way that you're not expressing anything to them. Listen to your friends, listen to your family, because those are the people who, particularly know you the best. So rule number one, don't take everything personal. The second thing I would say is be patient and gracious with yourself. Um, Forgiving yourself is also very important. For Actually more important than forgiving others. You're not able to even begin the journey of forgiving others until you forgive yourself. And number three, which really should have been number one, but have faith in God and keep him by your side, reach out to him, and know that that's your best friend. And that's also something that I'm working on. So,
Wow. Well, thank you, Boo Boo. I appreciate everything. I appreciate you opening up. I appreciate you expressing things that could be hard expressing, because a lot of people want to be closed off. A lot of people want to say, "Oh, I got it. I'm good. I'm all that. I'm beat. I wake up like this." Yeah, okay.
yeah.
They put on the facade. So I appreciate that you're expressing, and I pray that you continue to grow. And I pray that your testimony will reach other people. So, hey, you guys, thank you for watching. Watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you next time. Bye, you guys.
Bye.